Hey youth group, how's it going? It's me again, back at you with another quarantine encouragement. So, still not back together yet. Exciting news. This coming Wednesday, for all of you who are live attendees of the youth group, we are going to host youth in the park. So we're not going to have it at church, but we're going to meet in the church parking lot around 6:30. We'll go across the street to the park and we'll just hang out at the park. Maybe we'll bring a frisbee or a ball or something, throw it around, and we'll just, talk church, talk Jesus, and it'd be a nice time to get back together. So we are planning to do that. I'll keep members of the youth group updated as we go. Also, as we get back into doing regular meetings, who wants to see these online videos keep going? Comment down below. I know we have people who watch this who don't necessarily attend our youth group in person, and that some of you won't be coming back to the youth group in person anytime soon. So let me know. Just leave a comment down below. Do you enjoy these videos and do you want them to keep going? So tomorrow is graduation Sunday for our church, and the sermon will be by me. So I am speaking. You'll see me online on the Orange Hills YouTube page. But I still wanted to check in with you guys this week and leave some thoughts and some encouragement. So I was thinking about the idea of social distance. And as the church comes back and gets back to business in our buildings, we're encouraged to be socially distant. Social distance, social distance, social distance. You see it everywhere. It's this idea that it's going to protect us. And maybe physically, it might be a good idea. But there's a spiritual twist I want to put on this. There's a danger in our spiritual lives that we can practice this social distancing as a church. And that's where we start to go wrong. There's a couple of characters in the Bible. The first one I'm thinking of is Jonah, who distanced himself. And he distanced himself specifically because he was uncomfortable from the call of God on his life. God asked him to go and do something that he didn't really want to do, to go talk to people that he didn't like, that he maybe even felt unsafe speaking to, and so he ran from God. In fact, he got so much distance that he ended up in a fish at the bottom of the ocean. But God chased him down, and God said, I don't want you to be distant. I want you to be near to me, and I want you to be available to go to the people that I want you to go to. Another person that I'm thinking of was Moses. Moses socially distanced himself. He grew up with privilege in the palace, but he knew who he was. We'll talk more in depth about Moses another time, but he knew that he was the child of a Hebrew. He knew what his position was, but he saw a Hebrew slave being beaten, and he lost his cool, and he killed the guy who was beating him. Instead of facing the music, or even, exercising self-control and having patience and politically making changes to free his people, which I think would have been just as viable. And hey, you know what? Maybe that was God's original intent for Moses. But instead, Moses ran away. He ran away from, one, God's call in his life to set his people free, and two, he ran away from problems that he created for himself when he killed the Egyptian. So instead of facing up, he goes and he hides in the desert, and he becomes a sheep herder for about 40 years until God gets a hold of him, comes out of the burning bush, and forces him back into the lane that he wanted him to be in the first place. So I would say, spiritually, we can distance ourselves from the call of God. For our own safety in our minds, we can distance ourselves from our own problems and run away from them, but that's not God's will for us. The only time that I really believe God wants us to be distant is to focus. Jesus went away by himself a few times, and when he did so, this is why he did it. He went away to focus and pray. Anytime that Jesus went away by himself and shut himself away and got distance from people and wasn't available to people, whether they were sick or healthy or whatever, was when he needed to talk to God, when he needed to really pray and he needed to recharge his batteries so that he could go back into the world. Not hide away from the world, not distance himself. But anybody who distanced themselves correctly, or even those who were forced to distance themselves from prison or the laws or whatever, They were working hard to make sure that the love of Christ still went out from them and that the message of the gospel still went out from them to the world around them. So just because the government says to distance yourself, just because we're maybe concerned about our health, as Christians we have a higher calling to ask God, God, what do you want me to do? Do you want me to go out and pray for people and be near people? All this reminds me of the Knights Templar. In their armor, they're covered head to toe with armor. They've got everything covered up because they've got to be in battle. They need to protect themselves. But the one piece of armor that they were missing was gloves. They left their hands unprotected as a symbol that they had a higher calling as priests and as medics, that if anyone needed their help, that nothing should be between them and those who needed their help, because that was their calling. I believe that as Christians, take what you want about our health concerns and everything. I really believe our highest goal and calling should not be to be so concerned for ourselves and to love our lives so much that we distance ourselves from the call of God on our life, that we run from our problems, or that we distance ourselves from those in need. We need to be like the Good Samaritan, not crossing over on the other side of the road and staying away from people in trouble and away from the sick and away from those in need. We need to ask God to give us strength and direction to handle this correctly and protection during all this. Let God protect us and listen to Him and do what He wants us to do. So my encouragement to you guys today is don't be afraid. Don't let the things going on scare you. Put on the full armor of God. Let God protect you. Pray protection around your family. And when He says go, go without fear. Go where He needs you to be. Be the light of the world. Anyway, that was my thoughts for the day. My thoughts for the week, really. You'll see me again tomorrow if you tune into the Orange Hill service. It is graduation Sunday, and hey, I want to give a shout out because Sarah, congratulations on graduating high school. High five. Allie, you too, congratulations on graduating. I'm sad that you're not here with us, but we're celebrating your graduation as well. High five. Also, those of you graduating from junior high into high school, congratulations to you as well. Life is interesting right now, but it's going to get better. I believe that. Anyway, stay blessed, stay safe, stay healthy, stay good, stay chill. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Talk to you later. Bye.